Did you know that malaria infects about 200 million people on an average every year? And that 5 lakhs to 6 lakh people die each year? Well, that deserves our undivided attention, right? Hello everyone, I'm Tanishka.
And I'm Pratishuti. And this is Arushi.
Here as interns at ILS Bhubaneswar to present a beautiful presentation on the topic malaria. We are mentored by scientist Dr. V. Arun Nagaraj sir and all PhD students who explain to us the nits and bits of everything related to malaria, and we thank them for their time and their patience and their guidance.
Yeah, you can also, start from now.
So from the beginning?
No, now.
Where was I? Okay. We would like to convey our heartfelt thanks to all the faculties present at ILS, and we thank them for giving us this opportunity to have a very enlightening experience here at Institute of Life Sciences. We thank Dr. Beuria, Dr. Biswas and Dr. Swai for organizing the internship from ILS side. The knowledge and experience we gained during our time here will undoubtedly stay with us throughout our lifetime. We also thank our dear fellow interns for helping us have a wonderful experience we have had here at ILS, and we also give a big thank you to SAI International School for giving us this opportunity. Well, what is malaria? Malaria is a disease caused by a sporozoan, a protozoan, which is infectious in its sporozoid stage called Plasmodium. The pathogen is spread to humans through the bites of infected female Anopheles mosquito who carry it and transfer it to humans via extraction of blood. There are 5 Plasmodium parasite species that cause malaria in humans, but there are 2 which pose the greatest threats to humans, which is Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. But there are other malaria species which can infect humans like Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium ovale and Plasmodium knowlesi. What are the symptoms of malaria? Fever, sweating, chills, diarrhea, nausea and vomiting, and in severe cases, seizures. Diagnostic methods to test malaria. Microscopic examination of blood films, the gold standard for laboratory confirmation of malaria parasites. Rapid diagnostic test, an alternate way of quickly establishing the diagnosis of malaria. PCR helps identify the Plasmodium species to ensure proper treatment. So what happens is PCR is that they study the genetic variation of the Plasmodium parasite, which can help us in early treatment of the disease. Here you can see a blood smear from a patient with malaria. Arrows show Plasmodium falciparum parasites infecting some red blood cells. This is artemisinin, which is a drug invented against malaria as a cure, which won Nobel Prize as well. One of the most interesting things we got to see at ILS was at the insect chamber, which was a mosquito dissection. It was actually bewitching for us, and a big thank you to ma'am for patiently describing to us the parts of the mosquito amidst our hundreds of questions. You can see that this is a malpine tubule of the mosquito. Over to my friend Pratishuti.
Do you want to know what happens in malaria life cycle? So let's have a look on it. So first we will see what happens in mosquito host. So these are the stages in mosquito. First is gametocytes. It is the infective stage that ingested by mosquito by feeding, and after that fertilization. The male and female gametes are fused in mosquito midgut. After that, zygote. The resulting cell undergoes several divisions. Ookinete. The motile stage penetrates mosquito midgut wall. Then, oocyst. This is the immobilized stage, develops and multiplies. And at last, sporozoids. It is the infective stage released into mosquito salivary glands, ready to infect humans. Then what about human host? Let's have a look on it. So it causes infection of RBC. The ring stage, it appears as a delicate thin ring with the red blood cells with a central vacuole. Then is tropozoid state. During this tropozoid stage, the parasite progressively develops to allow it to eventually as one of two forms, the asexual synzoid or sexual gametocyte. Schizoids. The schizoids multiply and rupture the red blood cells, releasing merozoites into the bloodstream, and it causes rupture of RBC. And these are some pictures that we have taken in the laboratory. And this slide involves the research theme of the malaria laboratory that we visited. Laboratory is interested in understanding the molecular events that are involved in the sexual and liver stage development of Plasmodium using Plasmodium falciparum, which is a human malaria parasite, as in vitro model, and in Plasmodium virgae, which is a rodent malaria parasite, as in vivo model, to study the entire life cycle of malaria parasite, to understand its physiological relevance of transporter in the malaria parasite. Over to Arushi.
As you can see in the image, this is a mouse infected with malaria. In few days, it will show cerebral malaria symptoms and will fall into coma. The mouse is used as an experimental animal and is sacrificed, and we thank him or her for helping us contribute to science. So in the given map, you can see these are the states that are highly affected with malaria, and they are Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Northeast states and Odisha. And talking about Odisha, it is a state with only 4% of total population of India. It records highest number of malaria cases followed by Chhattisgarh, and it also ranks second in reported cases due to malaria. Odisha contributes to 25%.
I am Prajal Sudhar and I got an internship at ILS, and today we did some practicals based on microbiology, and we visited the lab and we learned how the media preparation takes place using LP broth and agar medium, and we also autoclaved it so that it gets sterile, and we can also grow several bacteria on it. And also we observed gram positive and gram negative bacteria on microscope, which is gram positive is shows purple color and gram negative shows saffron color. So today we all these things.
Everyone, I am Tejas Malik
And I am Adesh Mohanty
and we have completed 5 days of our internship.
at ILS, Institute of Life Sciences.
And we are very glad to explain you about our experiences in ILS. So the first photo. This is a bright view type of imaging in which no stain is used, and it is used to identify microbes like bacteria, fungi and protozoa. DAPI staining. DAPI staining, a stain is used to color and stain the nucleus of a bacteria, which helps us to identify whether a bacteria is alive or dead.
And next we have a stain called FM464 or membrane staining. Here you can see that only the outer layer of the membrane has been colored or stained and the rest is dark. So we can know whether this has a thick membrane or a thin membrane.
Supercomputers. We were also very glad and delighted to hear that Institute of Life Sciences or Jeev Vigyan Sansthan also has a supercomputer.
These supercomputers are worth 5 crore rupees and they have a RAM for about 700 terabytes, and they have a ROM capacity of 12,000 terabytes.
These are bacteria colonies. These have been formed upon a media. The media was LB agar. We made the media, it solidified, and we used it to test the healthy hands where we have brushed our hands with ethanol, which disinfected our hands and removed all the bacteria, and other where we did not wash our hands, which contained a lot of bacteria. This helped us to learn about that we should always wash our hands before eating.
This is an example of a dirty hand. It has many microbes, microbial colonies, and this one has less microbial colonies, which is the washed hand or the ethanol used by ethanol and sanitized our hands. And this is again the supercomputer. It's in the panoramic view. This is a very large unit. And moving on, this is Dr. Biswas. He has explained us about microbiology, and we had seen a laminar hood.
This laminar hood is a sterile environment where we can conduct our experiments without worrying about the samples and the experiment microbes and pathogens being contaminated.
This is a safe environment.
Thank you.
you.